What a high school basketball matchup we have for you tonight from Pearland High School. It's the Oilers 10-2 in district play, 23-7 overall against the Manvel Mavericks. Undefeated, 12-0 in district play, 26-4 on the season. And hello everyone, I'm Brett Dolan. Welcome inside. If you've wondered where Ken Moore has been since football season, apparently he's been in Pearland for 2 months. We've located him. It's good to locate you, have you back.
Good to see you, buddy.
Can I tell you what, we have two fantastic teams, two great programs, and what makes tonight even more enjoyable, two good rivals.
Absolutely. Both teams have faced each other twice already this year, each team winning a ball game. The winner tonight may be the first team to 50. Both teams very defensive oriented. We'll see what happens in the rubber match here this evening.
You know, there's some star power on this court as well tonight. Let's start first with Manvel. They have a player in Leon Gilmore on his way to Creighton, one of the best players in the city, and he does a little bit of everything.
He does. 6'7" senior. He can handle the ball. He will take it to the rim. He will dominate on the glass. He is an all-around ball player. He is going to be on major display here this evening.
As far as the Oilers are concerned, last year they had 3 Sneeds on the team. They have one this year, Jeremy Sneed. He's kind of a blue-collar guy, does a little bit of everything. 76 steals on this season, so he's the glue.
Absolutely, and he's going to help orchestrate this offense here tonight, but more importantly, on the defensive end, trying to keep Manvel in check. As we mentioned, both teams 1-1 against each other. It's been a defensive struggle in both games. We'll see what's going to happen tonight with Sneed controlling the defense.
The Manvel Mavericks going for their first ever outright district championship tonight, trying to win on the road against the Pearland Oilers. We'll be back with our starting lineups and tip after this on the Legacy Sports Network.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's march to excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up, it's deep, and it's going to be gone!
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff, Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone, touchdown!
This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
I appreciate it, Gerald. You guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at legacysportsnetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
Well, they turn the lights off here in Pearland High School for their starting lineup introductions, and we have the starters for you, starting first with the visiting Manvel Mavericks.
Yeah, for the Oilers, it's going to be Cameron. Start with Manvel. Huff. Then Gilmore. Dexter Williams, number 4. Then up front, we're going to look at De'Aaron King, number 11. He's one of the keys on the ball game tonight. And Kelton Houston, number 23, at the forward position. And we look at the home-standing Pearland Oilers, Devon Begley, number 20. Jeremy Sneed, the senior, 6'2", 170-pound guard. Avery Jordan, the senior, 6'8", 240-pound post. And Ryan Ritchie, a junior, he goes 6'5", 200, along with Cameron Buckaloo, number 1. Buckaloo, 5'8" point guard, 143.
Good look at the Pearland huddle and their coach, Steve Buckaloo. All kinds of success in his career. His team last year, well, they took Fort Bend Bush to overtime before losing in the playoffs, 46-44. As we know, Fort Bend Bush went on to win the state championship. There's the Mavericks, again 26-4, 12-0 in district play under Coach Greg Devers. He's been a head coach here for 9 years, picked up his 200th career win in the last game. And we're underway, and it's the Pearland Oilers controlling, and they'll have the basketball first.
And then running the point, as we mentioned, Begley, 6'3", long in length.
There's Cameron Buckaloo, tried for a 3, and it's no good. And the ball's deflected out of bounds. It'll belong to Pearland. And one thing Coach Buckaloo, Steve Buckaloo, said before the game, it's Going to be very important for his team to hit some three-point baskets.
Yeah, absolutely. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the entire city, hitting nearly 38% on the year.
Shot wouldn't go from Richie. For the Mavericks, an outstanding shooting team. Leon Gilmore buries the three. This Mavericks team in district play shooting almost 40% from beyond the arc this season. They reign in their first long one tonight.
Yeah, you see they start with the full court pressure, man-to-man, all the way up the court. It's going to be up to Pearland to take care of the basketball, and there's a mistake already off the bat as they throw it away out of bounds.
Mavericks averaging almost 66 points a game. There was a turnover picked off by Jeremy Sneed. We talked about 76 steals in the open, and he already has another. Just underway tonight for Pearland High School. We had this matchup last year in Manvel. Oilers won that game. They won the district championship. Manvel hoping to return the favor tonight. The all-time series, should Manvel win tonight, they'd be even Steven at 4 apiece. There's Cameron Buckaloo controlling. And Devon Begley. This Oilers team, they do not go at quite the same pace, though, Ken. They're a little slower, more methodical in the half set.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to work the ball around, and there's another turnover. Second already here in the opening moments for Pearland.
High arcing three, and this one wouldn't find the mark from Ahmad Huff. Rebounded by Williams. There's Leon Gilmore down low. The Creighton signee, boy, he had that one down, but it popped out. And it ends up in the hands of Richie, and then he's knocked down to the floor.
Yeah, he tripped up there. Good work on the boards for the Mavericks here in the opening area. Pearland having some difficulties against this man-to-man pressure. There's a replay looking at Gilmore. Tough defensive rebound inside by Pearland and the personal foul against Manvel.
Early 3-0 lead for Manvel. There's a three try. It's rained in from Jeremy Sneed. High arcing three ball wouldn't go, and that one's out of bounds. It'll belong to Manvel.
The 3-2 early on, 5:23 to go here, first period. As we mentioned, both teams love to play some tough defense, and that's what we've seen here in the first 2.5 minutes so far in this one. Mavs working it around, and there's a foul up top. This one's going to go against Begley.
So it'll belong to the Mavericks. There's Ahmad Huff, a good long-range shooter. But then again, this entire team is. One thing Coach Buckaloo said, it's hard for us to double team because there'll be somebody open and they all can shoot. It really creates a lot of pressure on the defensive end.
Yeah, you really don't want to double team against this Manvel squad, as we saw the turnover there. Good defense by Pearland, but you want to try to play them man up if you can.
This Pearland team last year so good. We talked about their loss in the playoffs in overtime to Fort Bend Bush. They gave them everything they wanted and more. 4 starters off that team are gone. So the Oilers, boy, they're thrilled to be in contention right now for a district title. They'll need an upset here tonight, but it's a low-scoring first quarter. 3-2 Mavericks with the lead and the basketball. And an open look on the baseline dropped in by Kelton Houston. He averages 8.5 a game. And we've got ourselves a timeout, a quick timeout with a 5-2 lead for the Mavericks. 30-second timeout for Pearland. Taking a look at that previous sequence.
Yeah, you see just a little quick pass down on the baseline, a little easy baseline jumper, and he drops it in for the deuce. Manvel already off to a quick lead. Pearland struggling out of the gates. We've already seen a couple of turnovers, them struggling against the man-to-man pressure from the Manvel Mavericks.
Good look at Coach Buckaloo. He knows this Manvel team solid. He said they just don't have a lot of weaknesses. But make no mistake, they have built themselves quite a basketball program. Boy, that ball right off the hands of Ryan Ritchie. He wasn't looking. It deflected right into his bench, and it'll give it back to the Mavericks.
Well, when you're 26-4 and 12-0 in district play, as the Mavericks are, you probably don't have many weaknesses. At least they haven't been exposed yet in district play.
Kelton Houston hit the previous time. That time his path was cut off by Avery Jordan. Now, he's the younger brother of DeAndre Jordan of the LA Clippers.
Not a bad bloodline.
Not at all.
At all.
The give to Huff, and he couldn't get it high enough off the square. And Huff will have some free throws.
They got the reach in on Buckaloo. That's going to send Huff to the line for a pair.
Huff is an 82% free throw shooter. Boy, Ken, you love those guards that handle the ball so much that are good free throw shooters. And as I say it, you see the ball rim in and out.
The automatic jinx every time any announcer starts talking about how good a free throw shooter is once he's at the free throw line.
Huff is a senior, averages 9 a game. Boy, missed them
Oh,
both.
boy.
Rebound down to Jordan. There's a man going to Blinn College. He's going to play both football and basketball.
Well, you know, when you're that size and you have that opportunity and you have the bloodline like you do with your brother in the NBA, you want to explore all opportunities athletically. And here's another Pearland turnover.
It's knocked away from behind. The give to Gilmore. What a nice touch pass and a finish from Kelton Houston. Boy, Gilmore, a guy who could probably go out and score 30 some nights. But he's a very unselfish player. That time a fantastic basketball play, and on the dribble drive, there was a foul going against the Mavericks on Devin Begley. So we'll step aside, media timeout. It's the Mavericks leading 7-2 on the Legacy Sports Network.
Have you recently lost your job or been denied medical care? Has your doctor told you their panel is full and they cannot take you? At Pasadena Health Center, we make healthcare affordable and provide access to reliable, quality healthcare in a caring atmosphere. We offer services in family medicine, dental, OBGYN, pediatrics, x-ray, lab, and pharmacy. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and offer discounted fees for self-pay patients. Pasadena Health Center, where caring is what we do best.
Change is inevitable. Time waits for no one. And those who look only to their past are rarely ready for their future. Never underestimate our ability, because after all, we are Texans.
All right. Right with me tonight, I have the McDonald's All-American, Miss Brianna Turner. And how does it feel? You were one of the 4 females selected for the McDonald's game at Manvel High School.
It feels really good. It's an honor. Of course, only 24 girls across the country get to be a part of the game, so it should be a really fun experience.
And of course, now you girls start the playoffs next week. And so, tell us a little bit about that for Manvel going into the playoffs.
Well, right now we're 30-2, and we've won our district, and we're favored to make it out of this area. So hopefully we get it done and we make it to Austin.
Hey, that's going to be a great thing. Good luck. We're rooting for you, the whole city as well, and congratulations on your accomplishment. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Jim. Talking to one of the very best girls high school basketball players in the country. Meanwhile, Keon White hit a 3-pointer, so it's a 10-2 lead for the Mavericks. Oilers need a hit. They'll get an offensive rebound. Another 3 try. This one off the hands of Butler is no good, and a couple of empty possessions for Pearland.
Yeah, they're really struggling offensively right now. A couple of wide open opportunities that they missed. A few turnovers. Here's another 3 by the Mavericks. That one rims off. And a new quintet on the floor for Pearland right now.
A line change for the Oilers. It is a much smaller lineup as you see. Now Gilmore running the point. Numbers are there. The give to Keon White. He couldn't finish. Gilmore got it back, just flinging it towards the hoop. The Mavericks end up with 3 shots, but no points. As De'Aaron King was the last man to miss, and of course he was the outstanding quarterback for a fantastic Manvel football team.
Yeah, absolutely. He was tremendous on the football field, and he's really helped turn the basketball team around since he's been here. Sean Dixon, number 12, now running the point for the Oilers. He's a junior, 5'7". Here's a wild three-point shot that rims off.
McBroom couldn't hit. Ahead to Gilmore. He loves to flush in the open court, but a good hustle play by Sean Dixon to get back and disrupt.
And you see Manvel just freestyling right now, controlling the boards, getting out on the break. You see the long down court pass. Good job by Dixon. Forces him to go to the line and shoot two instead of giving up the easy breakaway dunk.
That's 3 straight misses at the line for the Mavericks. Gilmore, despite all of his success, and again, you're talking about one of the best players in the area on his way to creating a great basketball program. He only shoots 55% from the line, and Coach Devers said that's an improvement from where he was the first half of the year, but he misses both.
Well, you see again, they crashing the boards, as we talked about in the open. And the referee's letting them play right now. So Pearland is going to have to get tougher on the offensive and defensive glass.
So wide open look from Begley. Devon Begley couldn't hit, and more misses from long range for Pearland. Meanwhile, Manvel has to kick themselves considering the number of times they've missed free throws or had 2 or 3 shots and not score.
Absolutely. Up 10-2 at this point. It could easily be up about 20-2. And there goes Pearland. They run into each other on the sideline, drop the ball out of bounds, and here comes one of the other big guys for Manvel coming into the lineup. That's going to be number 21, Justin Fisher, 6'8", 270 pounds.
That's some brute force to bring into the game and have him help out in the post. Going to set the screen for De'Ara King. Good entry pass. Houston able to score his 3rd field goal. Now 6 points to lead all scorers.
So under a minute to go here, first period. Pearland with only 1 bucket. As we mentioned, the first team to 50 will probably win this one.
Their scores earlier this year, you mentioned Pearland won back in December 56-53. Then Manvel won 50-41. That was in Manvel. That was the district game. Manvel, though, the last time they played, they scored 85 points. They're at a much lower pace today, but then Pearland likes this type of style.
There's a wide open triple. Rims off again.
Christian Butler couldn't drop it in. See if the Mavericks hold for a final shot, leading by 10, nearing the end of our first quarter tonight from Pearland High School. Keon White controlling. Keon White goes to work, uses the glass in a nifty move. And a half-court shot will not drop from McBroom. It brings us to the end of our first quarter tonight from Pearland High School. This one belongs to the Mavericks early, 14-2 the lead. This is the Legacy Sports Network Friday night game of the week. We're back at Pearland High School. It's a 14-2 Mavericks lead. They'll get the ball to start this second quarter. Leon Gilmore started this going with a 3-pointer. Dexter Williams airballed the 3. We've been talking about the outstanding shooting all season for Manvel. Despite this 12-point lead, Ken, they've not shot the ball well.
No, neither team has shot the ball particularly well early on in this one. Pearland 0% from three, as they've taken most of their shots from outside the paint. I think they're going to need to work on trying to get the ball inside, try to get some easier looks. They've had some wide open threes, but they just haven't dropped.
Dexter Williams tried to give and go to Fisher. Another turnover. So the Oilers have been active on defense. End to end goes Devon Begley. Almost got bailed out at the end as he tried to collect that ball that was knocked away before he was fouled.
Good drive by Begley, putting pressure on the defense. Picks up a foul. He'll have 2 free throw attempts. But that's what you want to do with Pearland. You want to try to drive the ball inside, try to get to the free throw line.
A lot of iron, but Begley makes the free throw. He's a 72% shooter from the stripe, a man who's going to go play his college basketball at Northeastern. 3-year starter, 3-time all-district player. Good look at the left-hander. And gets 1 of 2 from the stripe.
Well, he can handle the rock.
Keon White with the 3, and he was fouled by Begley. And Keon White can his second 3-pointer of the game. 8 points, and he'll have a chance for a rare 4-point play.
Wow. Talk about being on fire. If we watch it here, the deep corner 3, and he got hacked on the arm by Sneed, converts the 4-point play. And Manvel up by a ton, 18-3 as we approach the 7-minute mark here in the first half.
So 9 points for Keon White, completing that play with the free throw. And boy, the Oilers really need a hit here offensively. They'll try another 3 and they'll rain one in, and that's Begley, his first tonight. He's at 29 of those this season, and that was so needed by Pearland. Now Leon Gilmore goes to work. You heard the slap, he gets the finish. There was a foul, and he'll have a free throw.
Well, you see the athleticism of LG3, if you will. Leon Gilmore III, the 6'7" senior, drives it to the rim and 1.
And rips the twine on the free throw make. 6 for Gilmore. Good look at the young man heading to Creighton. Good play for Coach McDermott in Omaha, Nebraska, part of the new Big East. Cameron Buckaloo, the coach's kid, has to give to Begley, just does cross.
Full court pressure, here's another foul. Now if you're Pearland, what you want to do against this pressure, you want to try to pass the ball up court. It's going to be very difficult to dribble up court against this Manvel defense.
And we'll get back to that original key for the Oilers. They just need to hit some threes. It's going to be hard to get some shots in the paint with the length and the size of Manvel. Not only the first unit, but what they can bring off the bench.
Absolutely. You're not going to be able to post up against this ball club, but if the guards can break down, as we see Begley trying to do here, if you can break down and penetrate, that'll open up some opportunities inside, just like that.
Nifty move from Jeremy Sneed, who averages 12 a game.
Wing players and guards for the Oilers, they have to be able to break down their man one-on-one. Great block.
Begley got out and denied the shot attempt from Keon White. Ahmad Huff with the basketball. Keon White will try again. It's the night for Keon White. 3 3-pointers. He scored a dozen of the points for the Mavericks.
Keon White is feeling it right now as he drains another triple. Put his team up by 16. And that's a bad pass.
Gilmore the interception. The Mavericks have numbers 4 on 2. It was a wild play from Kelton Houston. And he'll commit the offensive foul. And again, the Mavericks had everything set up, but Houston got a little carried away at the end.
And what you don't want to do if you're Pearland, you've had success the last 3 opportunities driving the ball to the basket. You don't want to force the turnover. 5 turnovers already so far in this one, shooting only 23% from the field. But they've had success when they've penetrated the basketball to the glass.
Starting to get some flow offensively. This would be another important possession on the dribble drive. Shot won't go, and the tip collected. Again, well, we'll see. It's loose. Looks like we're going to have a tie-up. Ryan Ritchie was there for Pearland. And joined by Kelton Houston on the bottom of the pile for Manvel. Arrow remains in favor of the Oilers.
Mike Eady will check in now for the Oilers. 6-foot senior. And he's going to replace Buckaloo.
His father and son right there with the Buckaloos. These two teams combining for 49 wins. What a great matchup tonight. So far, the Mavericks have had the better of it, leading by 16. An important sequence, to say the least, for Pearland. Another offensive foul. This one committed by Ritchie. Talked about this all year, Ken. In the college game anymore, with the new emphasis, it's almost impossible to get offensive fouls. It's almost always a block, not necessarily here in the high school level. The first one, at least on Manvel, was an out-of-control situation. It was a pretty good job just taking that charge under the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have some toughness underneath to be able to take that, and you also have to have the discipline to stand still.
Begley on the push will go with the left hand. Jordan trying to follow. A lot of balls just tipped alive and kept alive, but not collected. And it's out of bounds. It'll remain Pearland basketball.
But Pearland has had some good looks at the rim here in the second period. They just haven't been able to convert a high percentage. Good work on the boards that time by Avery Jordan. He just couldn't get the putback to drop.
He was a point-blank range, couldn't finish, but the Oilers still have a chance. And Jordan there control. Begley tried to enter for Avery Jordan. That one went out of bounds, so another turnover for Pearland.
Good intentions, bad execution.
Mo Hussein checks in for Manvel, seeing his first minutes tonight.
Great crowd out here tonight. Nearly packed. Of course, with a win tonight, Manvel will lock up the district championship. They're undefeated on the season in district play.
Here in 22-5A. Kelton Houston nearly had his pocket picked. He drew quite a bit of contact. No foul called, and Houston still scored.
Jordan knocked him to the floor, but the referee's letting them play here tonight.
Well, that was a body blow, but Houston gets points number 7 and 8 tonight. Devon Begley will control beyond the arc. Ritchie lowers his shoulder, throws one up wildly. Jordan can't follow.
Again, Jordan rushing the putback. He's got another one.
4 shots, make it 5 shots.
And
the 5th
one.
time was a charm. Ryan Ritchie, the basket, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
You got to give a lot of credit to the Oilers. They're fighting here in the second period, trying to stay in this ball game, controlling the glass on the offensive end. Jordan and Ritchie finally dropping it home for a bucket.
We'll step aside for a media timeout. 26-10 our score. Manvel with the lead from Pearland High School.
Nothing brings the community together like high school sports. And for the Allegiance Bank team, our partnership with the community is a big deal.
From blood drives to food drives, to even the longest of rides, Allegiance Bankers are committed to making a difference and impacting the local community, providing volunteer hours and rolling up our sleeves as an active and responsible community partner.
At Allegiance Bank, we are your neighbor and your community bank. That's our game plan.
Back at Pearland High School. 26-10 our score. The Mavericks with the advantage. Ryan Ritchie had the hoop. before the timeout and completes the three-point play, and that was a hard-earned 3 points for the Oilers.
It was him and Jordan controlling the glass. About 4 or 5 opportunities at the rim. They finally get the bucket to drop from Richie, cut it to a 15-point deficit.
Open look on the other end, and C.J. Haynes banks one in.
Well, you saw Manvel attack the press that time, and here come Pearland back the other way.
Break that press easily. It leads to a shot from the elbow from Eddie. Another near rebound, but a foul, I believe, this time called against Avery Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan over the back that time as he pleads his case.
It's a big man, Jordan, 6'8", 240.
Yep. You see the open jumper there. You see Jordan to the left, just over the back of number 20 for Manvel, C.J. Haynes.
Well, Gilmore had the shot, tried to pass as he got up in the air, and loses the ball out of bounds to Pearland. Watch that previous replay. I think Jordan had a beef. You know, you're allowed to go over the back. You just can't make contact.
Right.
Two guys competing for the same basketball. That's free game.
Absolutely. And they've let so much go here early on.
Correct.
You know, players are used to this style right now.
You know, I don't mind it. I like letting these guys take care of business on the court. Problem for Pearland is just not many made shots. They had 2 points in the first quarter. They played much better here in the second, but playing from behind. Sneed left alone from 18 feet. Oilers crashing the glass again. The ball's knocked out of bounds, and it remains in Pearland's favor. And you have to give the Oilers all kinds of credit, just keeping possessions alive by tapping balls in the air near the rim.
They are, yeah, definitely on the offensive end. They're definitely controlling the offensive glass. Problem is the shooters are not shooting with a lot of confidence right now. It's almost like they're trying to guide the ball into the rim instead of just letting it fly.
Have it back in the hands of Devon Begley. He averages almost 9 a game. He's had huge assist totals this year. Sneed goes to work. He got tripped and fouled by Hussein. See him hit the deck, get up with a helping hand from Begley. And again, the line shift continues for the Pearland Oilers. They'll check in 4 new players as we see that previous play. Yep. Looks like it was on C.J. Haynes instead.
Yeah, 3 will come in now, and then the shooter, Sneed, will come out after his free throw attempts.
Sneed with 4 of the 11 points for Pearland, can't convert, and Leon Gilmore elevates for the rebound, all of 6'7", Leon Gilmore. Inside 2 minutes to play here in our second quarter. Fast-paced half from Pearland out here in District 22-5A. This was quite a matchup we had last year on Legacy and CSN. Pearland won at Manvel. Leon Gilmore again passes off a shot. Ken, that's 2 times in a row. The best player on the floor has passed up a shot from 4 or 5 feet on a less high percentage opportunity.
And I think it's a situation where he's really trying to be unselfish, get his teammates involved in the action. Right now, he only has 6 points in the ball game. He's had some opportunities at the rim, decided to pass it out. A couple of bad looks.
That's got to be a block. It is too far under on the drive from Michael Eddy.
Yeah, inside the paint at that point. You have to give the advantage to the offensive player. And that'll be another 2 free throw attempts for the Oilers, as they need to convert all the free opportunities they have. If we take a look at it, coming right at you into your living room.
Indeed. Haynes was too far under and got there late. So Michael Eddy to the free throw line, hits his first. That puts him at an even 50% on the year, 30 for 60. Even you can figure out that percentage.
UT education's good for something.
Boy, he about brought rain on that free throw, hit the front iron and rolled in.
Well, he took the paint off the rim on that one. That was a good defensive play by the Oilers.
Oilers have been active on defense. Strong spin move from Dixon. You saw the block come from behind.
C.J. Haynes having a block party.
He's had a good quarter.
He has.
Good look at the 6'4" Haynes. He's a junior.
Turnover.
Pass was intercepted by Williams, but the Oilers get it back in the hands of Michael Eddy. Pearland has a 4-on-2. It leads to an open 3 try right of the wing Butler's missed a couple of those. Put back is up and good from Stephen McBroom, his first field goal of the game.
A 13-point game. Pearland, if they can keep it at 13 or maybe even chip it down to 10 by the end of the half, will feel good about themselves.
Gilmore,
nice.
The soft pass, and he leaves it for Haynes, who scores his second field goal this quarter.
You see the unselfishness again of Gilmore. That time a good pass inside.
Oilers lucky to still have this basketball. Edey drives in, off the window. Good drive from Michael Edey.
You see the offense starting to pick up for both teams now as we close out the second period.
Just 2 points in the first quarter for Pearland, 15 here in the second, so a much better effort. You see they're still down big. Manvel may hold for the final shot. Leon Gilmore looks up at the clock and passes off to Ahmad Huff as we're inside now. 6 seconds to go. Huff. The follow won't go. And the Mavericks unable to extend the lead as we go to the half. A much better quarter for the Pearland Oilers. But at the break, it's still a 13-point lead for the visiting Mavericks.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's march to excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up. It's deep. And it's going to be gone.
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff. Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone. Touchdown. This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
I appreciate it, Gerald. You guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at legacysportsnetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
Shooter is going to get $25 if they hit the shot. And if they're not lucky enough to hit the shot, I've got some Jack in the Box free value meals as well. So here we go. Get your tickets ready. I need number 204-748. 204-748. Where are you at, 204-748? Come on down to the score table. 204-748. I also need 204-729. 72. No, kidding. I hope he hits it. I forgot to do it in a long time. Go for it. Oh, that looks pretty good. Like that, I got a spare room in my house. You can come stay and play for Pearland if you want to, Carson. Oh, they don't like the sound of that. Take a look, guys. I got it right here in my pocket. Look at that. 25 easy dollars for Carson, my man. Good job, sir. You know what else? Have a burger on me, my friend. We got Jack in the Box Bar. Excellent, excellent winners. You know what, though? Look here. I got 4 more Jack in the Box coupons to give away for a free combo meal. Oh, you want one? You should buy a ticket. Oh, she. Oh, no. A raffle ticket. Come on here. All right. Let me see your numbers. I need number 204.
We're back at Pearland High School again. I'm Brett Dolan with Ken Moore. A 30-17 lead for the Mavericks, and really a tale of 2 quarters, Ken. Only 2 points for the Oilers in the first quarter. They played much better in the second, but they're just coming back from a big deficit.
Yeah, absolutely. Got down real big early in this ball game, missing a lot of 3-point attempts, went 0 for the first quarter, but in the second period, they started attacking the rim. They got some good effort on the glass from Richie and Jordan to get back into this ball game.
You look at the Mavericks, 30 points, a pretty good quarter. They have the lead here on the road, but they've missed a lot of shots. They missed some free throws. Normally an outstanding shooting team. They probably feel like this lead could be a little bit bigger.
Absolutely. Well, both teams have played in the 50s, both times that they played each other so far this season. So whether that's been great defense or bad offense, it's been a 50-point game for the most part for the past couple of games. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. 13-point deficit going into the third period.
30-17, Manvel with the lead. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be just about ready for second half action for Pearland High School on our Legacy Sports Network Friday night game of the week.
Time of this big, wonderful game, I have with me the mother of Leon Gilmore, Miss Kay Williams. Hey, tell me this, in the stands, what is the parents, what are you talking about during the games like this?
Well, we're harassing the refs. We're cheering on our boys. They have a chant this year for their squad, so we're yelling their chant. We're just trying to get them motivated.
I mean, so give me a little one of the chants that you're yelling. Tell me, I mean, take me through that. I saw you guys going crazy in the stand.
They have a slogan this year for their class year. It's called 1013 Squad. We don't know what it means. They won't tell us, but it helps motivate them. So we're yelling 1013 Squad.
That's how you do it? I mean, tell me really how you do it.
Okay, someone to say 1013, and we'll go Squad, 1013 Squad, and we'll keep doing it until they notice.
Well, of course, now your son is signed with Creighton, and he'll be in Creighton next year. They're doing well this season. So now tell me this. What you looking for next year for us from Leon?
Well, I'm hoping this summer, after March, he'll grow as a player. And then once he arrives at Creighton and develops into the player that we know that he could be, he's come a long way, and I'm just ready to see him step up to the next level.
Well, thanks a bunch. Thanks a bunch, Kay. And back with the third quarter, guys. Hey, one heck of a game is about to happen.
We're ready for third quarter action here from Pearland High School. And Ken, the Mavericks lead by 13. What has jumped out of you on their stats in the first half?
Well, really the assists that they've had. They have 30 points, but they have 11 assists on those 30 points. So they've really moved the basketball well in the first half. Also had 6 steals in that first half as well, as they really put the pressure on the Oilers defensively.
Pretty evenly matched second quarter, won by Manvel 16-15, but they're still living off that first quarter advantage. And an offensive rebound goes to De'Aaron King, and then he lost it out of bounds.
That was a good challenge on the three-point shot in that fourth quarter by Jeremy Sneed. And we'll see what Manvel will do here defensively. They'll still go with the man-to-man press. Pearland had some difficulties with it to open the ball game, started to figure it out as the game went on.
Dangerous pass. Gilmore nearly intercepted it. A lot of tip balls, deflected balls, rebounds kept alive. Not a lot of clean possessions for these two teams.
Yeah, a lot of sloppy play. There's a wide open three. Rims off. Jordan, starting the second half, picks up the board.
Had Leon Gilmore's mother on there at the half. Leon missed the three. He might want to pack a coat when he goes to Omaha and Creighton next year.
He's getting a little sample of it here
Yes.
in Texas these last couple of weeks.
You think it's cold now, you wait till you get to Nebraska for a winter.
Oh, I bet. Had a brother just moved back from Kansas City, Missouri. He was up there for about 4 months. He decided it was too cold.
Felt like 2 years. Kelton used it with the basketball. He scored 8 points in the first half. We have not had any points here in a minute and a half in our third quarter. Leon Gilmore goes to work. Mavericks with a little ball movement leads to a three from the baseline. Boy, that one brought rain from Dexter Williams, his first triple of the game.
That was excellent ball movement that time by the Mavericks. Making the extra pass, another assist.
Williams has hit 49 of those this year, so certainly he's made a living from behind that stripe. Now the Mavericks need to answer. Begley can't get the hit. Strong floor rebound picked up by Ritchie, but Gilmore controls. Now the Mavericks look to run. Gilmore, what a give. Doesn't lead to a basket, a miss from King. King's used to throwing the passes in football, not catching them in basketball. Really, De'Aaron King, we saw him in the playoffs, a sophomore quarterback, one of the more electrifying players in the area, only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's tremendous on the football field. Very good on the basketball court as well. Excellent two-sport star.
Always amazed with these two-sport stars, especially those that go deep into the playoffs in football, how they have to jump in midstream. Kind of learn on the fly. Three-pointer by Jeremy Sneed.
And you know, you have to be very good for the coach to even hold a spot
That's
for
right.
you, because a lot of times these high school coaches, I tell you, they're very, you know, they don't give the football players a lot of leeway when they come in midway through the season from their sport.
Here's Leon Gilmore, silky looking stroke. He'll knock it in. If you go to Leon Gilmore's Twitter bio, it says, blessed by God with the talent to put the ball through the hoop.
Hey,
Amen.
You know, he knows where his bread is buttered, and he knows where his talent is going to take him.
I like the succinctness of being able to explain that in his bio.
Exactly.
15-point lead for the Mavericks.
Sweet, and to the point.
Indeed, and accurate. Avery Jordan double team. A long two-point shot. Again, Jordan got a hand on that basketball and puts it back up and in. Avery Jordan his first hoop, but he has been on the boards most of the night.
Yeah, Jordan, we've seen him with a lot of putback opportunities. He finally converts one. Still a 13-point game as we approach the 4-minute mark of the third period.
So the Mavericks just cooled off a bit, Ken.
Yeah, Pearland has played them well since that atrocious start to the ball game.
Taking the Mavericks a bit out of their normal offensive rhythm. You see Huff trying to create.
And one. He'll get the continuation.
First basket of the game for Huff, who averages almost 10 a contest. Brings us to a media timeout. We'll take a look at the previous three as we go to break. 15-point lead for Manvel.
For over 25 years, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center has been recognized in Texas as a prominent leader in orthopedic healthcare. We have provided care for a multitude of high school, college, professional, and Olympic athletes, as well as treated employees with work-related injuries from over 200 companies. Our services include orthopedics and sports medicine, on-site 24-hour emergency room, physical therapy and rehabilitation. Each of our 6 physicians are world-renowned in their specialties and take pride in their patient care. We are located at 9180 Katy Freeway, Suite 200, or I-10 and Campbell in between 610 and the Beltway. You can call us directly at 713-984-1400 or visit us on the web at www.aokc.net.
Brett Dolan and Ken Moore with you tonight from Pearland High School. 15-point lead for the Mavericks, and Ahmad Huff will go to the stripe after our timeout, trying to complete a 3-point play.
Huff trying to extend this lead to 16 for Manvel.
Best free throw shooter on the floor with a make.
And he'll come out of the ball game now. He'll be replaced by Keon White, who was dynamite in the first half.
Well, he was. He may have been the most important player.
Yeah, led the team with 12 first half points.
Oilers able to cross the timeline after a few nervous moments. Finally picked off by King. Keon White had his pocket picked. Begley another steal. The score and a chance for 3.
Good job by Begley with the body control. We'll watch it here on the replay. Watch the body control to avoid the charge, put it up, get the hack, has a chance for a 3-point opportunity. Great individual move by Begley.
Indeed, good call, good finish. Begley with 6 points in our game. 3-year starter, 3-time all-district player, completes the 3 the old-fashioned way. All of a sudden, again, Pearland trying to claw back into this game. Wild move from Kelton Houston. He got up in the air looking to pass, had to shoot, and he banked it in.
Yeah, 10 points for Houston.
It was a 13-point lead at the break for Manvel. 15-point advantage now. Leon Gilmore waiting for some showtime. Leon Gilmore will catch, but he couldn't finish. Angry that he didn't get the alley-oop and didn't get the basket either. Oilers look to answer. Wide open was Ritchie, and he has to save on the baseline. Jordan with the move to the hoop, but he drew the foul. It's Dexter Williams, the personal.
Jordan will make his first trip to the line tonight. You see him hacked in the act.
Jordan last year had a broken foot. He wasn't available in that game that we broadcast. Had the Oilers had Jordan last year, when they nearly knocked off Fort Bend Bush, they might have been hanging a banner instead of the Broncos.
Yeah, and he's a big piece to lose. They're happy to have him back.
Getting on his way to Blinn, play football and basketball. Blinn, of course, had a pretty significant football player a couple of years ago by the name of Cam Newton.
He has a much better looking free throw stroke than his big brother does, I'll tell you that.
2.5 to play here in our third quarter from Pearland High School.
Pearland dropping into a matchup zone now.
On the way to the basket was Dexter Williams. Just couldn't coax that one in.
Yeah, they go with the shorter lineup. So they go to the matchup zone to try to stop the penetration, but that's exactly what happens. As you see Williams go baseline, pick up the foul.
Another left-hander.
It's the 6 foot and under crew for Pearland right now.
Dexter Williams has 4 points earlier this year against Sam Rayburn, set a school record when he made 8 3-pointers in the game, so you know he's got a pretty good stroke.
Absolutely, back to a 15-point lead. Uh-oh.
Mavericks get the interception. Ahmad Huff was mugged.
Stevenson picks up the foul. Stevenson, 6'1", guard, senior.
I almost feel that one.
Back to the line goes Huff, drains the first. And this is something that's going to be critical for Manvel as they look forward to the playoffs. Being able to convert from the charity strike is going to be key as they hope to go deep into the state playoffs.
Calmly, Ahmad Huff makes all 3. So the Mavericks had a devil of a time with their free throws early. Huff just made 3 in succession. Enjoying what might be their biggest lead of the game at 18. Edey goes to the floor with a basketball. We should have a tie-up. We have a timeout, I believe, instead, as Michael Edey controls, and his teammate Christian Butler heads up with the timeout call. It's a 30-second TO for Pearland. You see Coach Devers and the Mavericks huddled up, trying to go 13-0 in district play, trying to improve to 27-4.
And a win tonight will capture the district championship for Manvel as they look forward to the 5A state playoffs.
Always an exciting time of the year in high school basketball. What a great job by Coach Buckaloo this year. You lose 4 starters off any team, your expectations, I think, certainly have to change next year. But when you have a good program and you have kids coming up through the system as they do here in Pearland, you can make that rebuilding, reloading process a lot quicker.
Absolutely, especially you look at the depth of this team. Both teams with a lot of depth, a lot of guys. Both teams play about 9 to 10 players. So it gives each and every one an opportunity to get on the court. That way you fester that competitiveness in practice as guys try to earn playing time.
C.J. Haynes had the rebound. So we're inside 2 minutes here in our third quarter. Mavericks looking to add to their largest lead so far tonight. Dexter Williams. How about the elevation? The rebound from King tries to save. That ball's got to be on the baseline. We had the worst seat in the house to see it, but that looked like it was too far near that wall to be in play.
So now again, we'll see if the Oilers can try to break this press. Key is trying to get the ball to the middle of the court. And they've gotten in trouble is when they've been pinned up against the sideline.
See this Manvel defense really extending the Oilers away from the basket. Sean Dixon with the basketball for Pearland. Seconds ticking away. Of course, no shot clock here in Texas high school basketball. The Oilers can hold as long as they want, but they're down 18. That would provide some degree of urgency. Dixon, the 5'7" guard. Eddie with the scoop and the bank.
Again, good athleticism, good body control by Eddie to avoid the charge. Laid up softly off the glass for the deuce.
Dexter Williams couldn't get the clean catch to get a shot off. Gilmore fires one to the baseline, and a 3 buried from Ahmad Huff. He's hit 57 of those this season. It's a big total.
Again, another nice pass to set up that open 3.
Butler tries to answer.
You see the difference in the ball game. Manvel knocking down open 3s, Pearland not.
No foul called. It looked like it'll belong to Pearland. So they'll keep it in their offensive end as the time begins to run out here in our third quarter.
Take a look at the replay here. And it looked like it could have been a foul against Pearland. They'll give it back to the Oilers.
Pearland down 13 at the half. seen that deficit grow further. They'll hold for maybe a final shot here in the third quarter. Doesn't work out. Gilmore looks up, checks the time. He's on the rush. He'll stop from 16. Leon Gilmore, what a play. It's a big-time play.
He drains the triple at the end of the quarter, and he hears it from the crowd here at Pearland. As you see, LG3 pull up just inside the arc, drains it. As we go to the fourth, Manvel up 50-29.
There's Leon Gilmore. He had that finish at the end of the quarter. What impressed me most, Ken, was he looked up to see how much time he had, realized probably not enough to make a pass, came down. The net's still stuck in the cylinder. Doesn't matter, drains it.
Well, you can tell this kid has a very high basketball IQ. Not only the athleticism, but he also has the basketball IQ to make the correct play, get his teammates involved, normally makes the correct pass to the open man, but also when he has to take over offensively, he can do that as well.
He had an uncle, John Gilmore, that was a tight end at Penn State, played a number of years in the NFL. Most recently, I think, with the Saints, the Bears, the Bucks, the Steelers. So really some great pedigree from players on both teams.
Absolutely.
Snead, the go-to man for Pearland, provides them a big hit. Couple of three-pointers in the second half. He's in double figures in scoring.
You see the Oilers trying to apply some token pressure. Down by 18.
Gilmore wasn't given an opportunity to catch. Avery Jordan commits the foul. Probably not a bad situation because that was going to be an easy score for the Mavericks with Jordan on the floor.
Yeah, you take a look at it here, the pass inside and not giving the offensive player room to come down.
Largest lead for Manvel's been 21 points. Gilmore a couple of times has thought about it. Well, he's not going to be guarded. He'll take the three, but he misses. And Jordan had that ball deflect off his shoulder. Out of bounds, Mavericks ball.
Everything bouncing the Mavericks' way in this one here tonight.
This is probably not one of their better shooting nights. They had one game earlier this year, Ken. They went 20 of 38 from three-point land. I mean, you're talking about college teams or NBA teams that would kill for a percentage like that. See another miss as I say that. It gives the Oilers the basketball really in a situation where they have to have a nice sustained run here to start this fourth quarter to get back in this one. Begley had his pocket picked. Back comes Williams, Leon Gilmore, the follow slam.
Well, you knew that was coming sooner or later as Gilmore brings the house down with that one, and I think we may have a tech. And there is the rim rattler from Gilmore, Happy Gilmore, if you will, as he follows it up with the two-hand jam. But then now I think we're going to have a double technical.
Technical foul. We may have to see this one again. See if we can pick up what took place.
Yeah, I think it was Gilmore.
It was Gilmore. I thought he motioned. Take a look.
Here we come. Here's the dunk here. And we'll see if we can see what happens after that as they come up court.
I wonder if there was some words exchanged. I don't think we saw anything.
I think it was just two guys kind of, you know, just chattering a little bit. I don't think it was anything major.
If it was on Gilmore, he went up to our lead official and he apologized, said, all right, my bad on me.
I think he just got a little hype from the dunk and had a couple of words for Begley, and, you know.
Just so unusual to see a technical called in the flow in the course of a possession, not in a dead ball. Elevating for the rebound, Justin Fisher.
So Not a double tech, just a single tech on Gilmore, so 52-34.
Mavericks, kind of a high-flying team. Rarely do they maybe choose some clock, but I think they'll be somewhat patient at times in their possessions here in the fourth.
Yeah, I think they want to try to wind this one down. One district game remaining against South Houston. That'll be on February 11th.
Ken, I don't care what district you play in. If you go undefeated, you've had one heck of a run.
Oh, look at the block from behind, but they call a foul.
Fisher got rolled. That's a big man going to the rim at 6'8", 270. We'll see it again.
See the good pass inside, the slap from Begley. That'll send the big guy to the free throw line, Justin Fisher.
Big man's not been to the stripe much this year, just 14 times. We've had enough southpaws to fill up the scorebook today. One man after another up there shooting from the left side.
Once they got to go try out for the baseball team, you have a nice little four-man rotation, wouldn't you?
There you go.
My goodness.
A couple of guys that have, tell you what, Justin Fisher standing on the pitcher's mound, I'm not getting in the batter's box.
No.
Makes one of two.
Some talk about ex-Houston Rocket Tracy McGrady trying to try out for the Sugarland Skeeters. See 6'8" McGrady, kind of like J.R. Richard out there on the pitcher's mound.
Only about 15 miles an hour slower, but I think you'll see it. Nifty move by Bucklew. He tried it a second time, and maybe he went to the well one too many times, and that's a violation. A turnover to Manvel. And really turnovers and missed three-pointers is what got the Oilers in that big first quarter hole.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of turnovers right out of the gate. A lot of open threes that they've missed throughout the evening that really got them in a hole early. They played well since about the end of the first period, but they just dug themselves too big of a deficit.
Gilmore again passes off the shot, leads to a three from the baseline, and up high for the board was Avery Jordan. Looked like a steal from behind, but a foul called against Keon White. I heard a little something though, a little thud, little slap. And White, who had a big first half, hasn't scored in the second, commits the personal foul. Take another look, see if he got him from behind as he wrapped it in.
Yeah, looks like all ball.
Jordan lowers the shoulder, went up strong. Gilmore got a hand on it, but it's last touched by Jordan. Mavericks ball, 5 minutes and change to play.
Good move by Jordan. He lost control of the ball on his way up. Didn't have complete control. Question for Manvel now, what kind of noise can they make once they get into the state playoffs?
Well, Ken, I'm curious what your thoughts are. This is our first time seeing them live, and probably not their best game, although they're playing a very quality opponent today. But you can see where they do have lots of weapons and different guys that can play.
Absolutely. Well, you see that this is a team. These two teams obviously know each other very well. Third time playing each other this season.
Ball's loose on the floor, kicked alive, and finally the Oilers got it back. Snead had the miss, and yet it's still Pearland ball. At least to a three try and a three make from Devon Begley. He has a dozen.
What I would like to see from Manvel is them use their size a little bit more inside with some post-up opportunities. Because that three-pointer, you live by the three, you die by the three, especially when you get into the state tournament and it's one and done. You have a bad shooting game, and then it's lights out. So they're going to have to, I believe, use their inside presence a little bit more with the big bodies that they have to try to attack these teams as they get deeper into the playoffs.
Saw the 5-second violation, so the Oilers get it back. One thing for me, it felt like Pearland's done a much better job keeping balls alive on the boards tonight. Uh-oh, Gilmore ahead of the pack. Leon Gilmore with the left hand. Flushes one through, 14. And he'll have to get rid of that net again that was up in the cylinder after he rammed one down. And he will have one heck of a highlight reel of slams when his high school career is over. We've seen a couple tonight.
Oh, yeah. He's a high flyer, no doubt.
Last touched by Avery Jordan. We've got a timeout. 3:58 to play in our game. Mavericks trying to finish off a co-district championship. They're up big against Pearland. Pearland High School is the site. Mavericks jumped out to a big lead. In fact, they were up, Ken, 14-2 in the first quarter, led 30-17 at the break, but they've just been playing catch-up all game from that first quarter.
They have, and they've done a good job on the boards, especially on the boards. They've really dominated on the offensive glass to try to get back into this ball game. They were able to cut it down to about 12 to 13 points near the end of the first half. But the athleticism of Manvel really taking over there in the third period and on here into the fourth to extend it out to now is going to be a 20-point lead.
There's some of that athleticism from Huff. It just comes at you in waves off that bench from the Mavericks.
Absolutely. Very deep ball club. Pearland does not have the depth. Even though they go 10 deep, their second unit is not nearly as talented as the Manvel second unit.
Leon Gilmore picked up the foul against Jeremy Sneed. So free throws for the Oilers. Sneed, one of two Pearland players in double figures. He scored 10. Devon Begley with the dozen. So Sneed right at his season per game average. Of course, Brandon Sneed was lost. Cameron Reynolds lost. There's a guy playing right now for the Tulane Green Wave. Just a couple of those starters that the Oilers lost to graduation last year. But Jeremy Sneed, the senior, with a dozen points.
See Jordan check out. Steverson will check back in for the Oilers for the final 3.5 minutes of this one.
Pearland has to pick up the defensive intensity. Otherwise, Manvel could just hold the ball and run some clock.
Good deflection that time by Begley, knocking it out.
Would you prefer a shot clock?
I would in high school ball, absolutely. Another thing, I was actually thinking about this today, I would like for them to increase the time of the game, maybe from 8-minute quarters to at least 9-minute quarters.
I would agree with that too.
You know, because these teams are so athletic, they're so gifted and good, I think you really limit the performance of a lot of these guys by only allowing them to play for 36 minutes.
Getting a little bit closer to that college game with 20-minute halves.
Absolutely.
Jordan was underneath, and that was kind of a silly foul by De'Aaron King. Sneed, or Jordan rather, who's 6'8", towers over the 5'11" King. He had the possession.
So I think if you add an extra minute per quarter, and then you throw in a shot clock of maybe 35, 40 seconds max, I think you would really increase the level of play in high school basketball.
Really, that's what the college game has done this year, just trying to get back a little more offense, get that flow, making it a more aesthetically pleasing game to watch.
Absolutely.
Steverson back in, replacing Jordan with those 2 free throw makes. He's put up 6 points today.
And then it also allows for teams to have the ability to come back if they get down early in the ball game. It's really difficult, 8-minute quarters. If you get down early, 15, 20 points, your time is really limited to make a comeback. Good job there by Pearland defensively.
Sneed had the basket after the turnover. It looked like they get another, but there was a kick. This was the run out and the basket by Sneed. And then Manvel just not taking very good care of the basketball. There was another steal, but a kick. And we had a timeout then with 2:52 to play. Lead's only 14. I say only, Ken. At one time it was 21. So the Oilers have ratcheted up their pressure with their trapping in the backcourt. It's led to some easier baskets.
Yeah, Manvel kind of taking their foot off the pedal a little bit here in the last couple of minutes. Some sloppy turnovers on their part to allow Pearland to have a little bit of hope for this final 250.
See the Mavericks huddled up. They average about 66 points a game, so they're not that far off their season average. If they can hold on to the ball, shoot some free throws, they'll get to that plateau. In district play, though, they're averaging almost 76 a game, so they will probably not get to that effort, but Pearland's done a good job defensively at times, especially in a couple of bursts. Now the Mavericks, once they break that pressure, we'll see how much time they're allowed to run off.
Difficult shot.
It's the second time I think Williams has got up in the air with nowhere to go, and he's had to shoot it. They got bailed out with a foul.
He did get hacked. Michael Eady picking up the foul. Breaks the first one. It's a little offense-defense substitutions going on for Pearland right now. We'll bring Jordan back in for rebounding purposes.
Couple of misses from an 80% free throw shooter.
14-point game. Bucket here, and it may get interesting.
Wildly off the mark from Begley.
Wide left. Bad pass.
A lot of fouls on shot attempts and transition.
I think this one's going to go on King.
There were times, Ken, I didn't think either team did a great job of maybe holding onto the ball. I wasn't going to call it sloppy. I think we've entered in one of those stretches right now, though, late in this game.
Right, absolutely, especially for the Mavericks. They're turning the ball over left and right, missing free throws, allowing Pearland to cut into that, which was once a 20-point deficit about 2 minutes ago. If he can convert the free throw here, you have a 12-point ball game.
14 for Begley. Holding onto the ball, though, has been the problem for Pearland. They've had 17
turnovers. 11 of those steals by Manvel. You see the pressure again from Pearland as King gets it up court. Oh, boy.
Dexter Williams was losing that ball, but a foul was called.
Manvel shooting 50% in the ball game. 21 of 42 from the field, only 64% from the line. Pearland only shooting 30% in the ball game, but they're shooting 87%, 13 of 15 at the charity stripe. Dexter Williams drains that one. They push the lead back up to 13. Oilers have not been able to get it under 12 since that early drought.
It was 13 at the break, but you even see some pressure put on by the Mavericks. They're going to not allow Pearland to get it across without a little effort. How about that swat away from Gilmore? You could hear the hack, the foul on Williams, the finish, and a chance for a three-point play. So the Oilers will not go away.
Justin Fisher. I believe that's his first bucket of the night, if I'm not mistaken.
It might have been Sneed.
Sneed, correct. Looking at the wrong roster.
Able to hang and hit. So he has 16 points. That leads all scorers. Gilmore has 14. That leads the way for Manvel. 3 Mavericks into double figures. No basket, though. A free throw to complete the three-point play. And Gilmore able to extricate himself from some pressure. Mavericks still need to get the ball across. There'll be a timeout called with $1:53 to play. And the lead remains 12 for Manvel, and they'll have the ball after this 30-second timeout, and called strictly because they were going to run into a 10 count soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Good defense again by Pearland. They're playing hard. They're playing it all the way to the final buzzer. Manvel can hold on. They will go to 13-0 in district play. Pearland will fall to 3rd place behind Pasadena South Houston. South Houston at 9-2 on the season. Pearland 8-2 in district. A loss would drop them to 8-3. But Manvel will play South Houston next week. So an opportunity for Pearland possibly to finish in a tie for 2nd.
There's our score, 12-point cushion for Manvel. Mavericks have made 6 3-pointers tonight. Now, they needed 3 entering play to set a single season school record, so they have set that plateau, now building on an even more impressive number. Just holding onto the ball, making their free throws, though, will be the most important aspect going forward. They're going to have to call another timeout.
Pearland will finish the season against Dobie on the 11th. So that'll be a big game as well. Dobie only 2-11 in district play. So you figure Pearland would win that one.
Good look at the gymnasium here at Pearland High School. We had a big crowd tonight. It's thinned a bit as we get towards the end of this contest. Make no mistake, when these two teams get together, it's a lot of fun. Good rivals, no strangers for these kids.
Oh, yeah.
School's not that far apart.
Yeah, about 7 miles down the road. So big rivalries on offense and defense. And during this timeout right now, Coach Buckaloo has his team focused on the press, try to force a couple of more turnovers. They want to get some easy buckets, maybe get fouled, try to stop the clock, see if they can try to steal one here at the end.
See if Manvel can get the ball in bounds or across the timeline. They got it inbounds. Still need to get it across the timeline. There we go.
Oh, almost a turnover.
So Manvel doing their best to run some time. Coach Buckaloo, I think, wants a little better trap effort, maybe a chance for a foul. They just can't let this clock tick away, and the Mavericks will be content to run as much as they can. And right now doing a pretty good job of maintaining possession until Dexter Williams was fouled by Jeremy Sneed.
I believe they're in a 1-and-1 now. 18 fouls for both ball clubs.
Eight points for Dexter Williams. Couple of call makes from the 6-foot senior. And that ball's out of bounds. The officials conferring, they'll say it is Pearland basketball. 1:18 remains.
You Begley, you get that deep into the paint, you want to go ahead and go up with the shot. Put the pressure on the refs to make a call in your favor.
Rebound to King. He was fouled by Begley. More free throws upcoming for the Mavericks. A 14-point lead for Manvel as they're up over the 60-point plateau. And again, as promised, they'll shoot some free throws. And De'Ara King has not scored tonight, so he'll have a chance to change that. We talked about King a little bit earlier, and of course the quarterback for a very good Manvel football team that's churned out so many Division I players over the last couple of years. And only a sophomore. The record with King since he's been able to join the team will be 17-1 after a win tonight.
Not bad influence, if you will, about a spectacular sophomore.
Of course, they'd be pretty darn good even without him. But you add one more player into a mix of a very good team.
This adds to your depth.
Yes, indeed. Josh Davis, the senior, with the basketball, and he walks with it. Shuffle the feet. Manvel gets it back.
We'll see if Pearland will continue to foul or they'll call off the dogs here in the final 62 seconds.
Buzzer rang, but the Mavericks went ahead and inbounded the basketball anyhow. So the Mavericks running some clock, and that one knocked into the rafters.
48 ticks left in this one. Good basketball game here tonight. Manvel will clinch at least a share, or actually outright district championship tonight.
De'Aaron King fouled from behind by Sean Dixon. So Pearland still playing aggressively, even to the final buzzer, trying to get a couple of turnovers or steals if they can. But a 14-2 lead by Manvel after one quarter has been a hill too tough to climb for the Oilers. Couple of points for King, who shoots 72% from the stripe. And another make from the sophomore guard. Manvel still throws on that backcourt pressure just to
eat up some clock.
Absolutely. Jeremy Sneeds had a nice night, 16 points. Ian Begley have provided 30 of the 47 for the Oilers. Off the hands of Houston, out of bounds. And Houston, a guy, Ken, he's only had 10 in the game. I say only 8 of those came in the first half. He gave them a big lift in that first quarter and the second quarter.
He did. He had a lot of big buckets to kind of stem the tide when Pearland was trying to come back. Good move inside by Begley. And I like the length and I like the moves of that young man as well.
He's also scored 16. He and Sneed the same number of points. We had a foul right in front of us. Ahmad Huff through the contact. Courtesy of Sean Dixon. So 9 seconds left. Ahmad Huff, one of those Mavericks in double figures. He scored 12, Gilmore 14. Keon White's 12, Kelton Houston 10. Dexter Williams will finish 1 point shy, so they could have had 5 players in double figures. Well-rounded scoring, and that's been part of the theme, I think, for Manvel.
Yeah, absolutely. Gilmore really the only guy averaging in double figures the entire year with over 17, but you have a lot of players in that 7, 8, 9 point range, so very balanced offensively.
And that will do it. The Manvel Mavericks remain undefeated in district play, now 13-0, 27-4 overall, as they win on the road against Pearland 66-49. We'll be back and wrap things up from Pearland High School after this on the Legacy Sports Network.
If you're looking for the best selection of crawfish on this side of Louisiana, the Louisiana Crawfish Hut is the place to go. Our seafood selection will make you go home completely satisfied with our dishes, such as our oyster louie and hut platter, not to mention desserts that will cure your sweet tooth craving. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut offers any type of atmosphere you're looking for, whether day or night, 7 days a week with the best service you will find around. Come in and watch your favorite team on any of our 16 TVs. The Louisiana Crawfish Hut, located off Highway 90 in Crosby, offering the best that Louisiana has to offer here in Texas.
66-49, a win tonight for the Manvel Mavericks over the Pearland Oilers. Ken Moore and Brett Dolan. We were talking about that first quarter a lot tonight. Pearland got down big and they weren't able to come back. But what impressed you most about the Mavericks this evening?
I like their defensive intensity the most. They really got after it, especially in that first period, set the tone for the ball game, got a big lead. Their shots were not falling early, but since they played that great defense, held Pearland only 2 points in that first period, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Pearland, a pretty good team. Now we'll find out very soon what the Mavericks can do in the postseason because they're riding a pretty special wave.
Absolutely. Undefeated in district play, but really, we don't know how much battle-tested they've been so far, but they're going to find out soon in a couple of weeks when the 5A state playoffs begin.
66-49 our final. The Manvel Mavericks remain undefeated in district play. That'll do it tonight from Pearland High School. For Jim Hicks, Ken Moore, I'm Brett Dolan, and our entire crew, good night from Pearland High School. This has been the Legacy Sports Network Game of the Week.
For over 25 years, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center has been recognized in Texas as a prominent leader in orthopedic healthcare. We have provided care for a multitude of high school, college, professional, and Olympic athletes, as well as treated employees with work-related injuries from over 200 companies. Our services include orthopedics and sports medicine, on-site 24-hour emergency room, physical therapy and rehabilitation. Each of our 6 physicians are world-renowned in their specialties and take pride in their patient care. We are located at 9180 Katy Freeway, Suite 200, or I-10 and Campbell in between 610 and the Beltway. You can call us directly at 713-984-1400 or visit us on the web at www.aokc.net.